Give me that touch of my head. Lyrics can't hear it no more. Stand up to the man, can't fear him no more. Sonogram don't feel it no more. You were driving a minute but can't steer it no more. Riding away but now you're chilling on shore. What's the use of being rich when your inside's poor? Is it this what you don't want to see more? No, you want to see more but you only see sore. Life done slowed you down. Your body is acting up. Your mind is out of bounds. It's telling you pack it up. You shackle by thoughts and memories that's adding up. Like overseas. You feel alive like you can't have enough. You probably feel paralyzed if you ain't had a buck. You still feel paralyzed, the bucks attract. Friends is having kids, ain't adding up. What's the use of having a world with no love? What's the use of having a light with no plug? What's the use of ingredients with no sauce? What's the use of the physical with no source? We flared up, flared up. We flared up, flared up, flared up, flared up.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Tennessee Titans. Here now is Cam Little out to get us started. And off we go from Nashville. And a pretty poor return as he will dive to the ground to give himself up. And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 45-yard punt and couple that with a loss on the return. And it'll be Titan football. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Look at this Buffalo defense coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Watch the bullet. Ready.
On the give, here's McBride. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. On now is the Titans punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. They call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Nice shot.
Jackson now. And this is caught with the ground. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
There's not. Change it. Hey, middle. Nice shot.
Here's Jackson to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
First down, here's the run with Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw is Jackson. And quick throw here, that's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. This defense for the Titans, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. And Jackson throwing once more. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
27-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Warriors 17. 19 tight. 19 tight. Let go.
From the gun, here's Ward. Got his man, Okonkwo. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said.
Ready?
First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
They'll try and throw for it with Ward. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47.
Cougar 19.
Throwing now, Ward. He finds his man, complete. That's Rose. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second down and 4.
Ready? Bronco 80. Bronco 80. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready?
Throwing again here, Ward. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Street. Riggs. Go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
7 yards there and a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now it's Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Now Lamar changing the play.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Jackson. It's caught on the right side of Smith. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's second down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Now Jackson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, how about the rush there? Busting in. They blast him behind the line of scrimmage.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump-off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Bills have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Cowboy 80.
Throwing is Ward. That's complete to McBride. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 7 yards there and a first down. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
Here we go, shot. Panther 60, Panther 60. 18, Pioneer.
To throw is Ward. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Check smash, check smash. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Here's McBride. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
From the gun on third down, Ward. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take over at their own 41. And when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Brings up second and 2 at their 40.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete.
As soon as he leaped out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
2 yards to go.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now it's Jackson. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him to first.
And the Bills.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
To throw again is Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Throw right side, taken by Sanders. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down. A gain of 22 yards. First down, Buffalo.
Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. Wide open receiver, complete. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
First down. 1st and goal, Buffalo.
Quick, ready? Ready? You. Ready? Ready, shot. Yo. You at X. Hey.
Jackson's going to try to sneak. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Lamar Jackson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
And that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. He's got room at the 30. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Now the try here for the extra point. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Jackson from the shotgun. And that's caught inside the 35. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And that's going to be short of the landing zone.